Hello, people of a Red Giant. Hope you're all well today. Hope you're feeling grand and all's in your world. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to a 2026 update. Hello there, everybody. So, where to start this with this? So, first thing to note, this year we won't be gigging as much as we did last year. The main reason for that, more than anything, is we want to focus on the next album, getting the songs right for next. We've got like 15 songs to get through, and so we want to kind of like really focus on that, and we also want to get another album out for you next year, 2027, and we really want to kind of like make sure it's right and give ourselves time this time to really hone the songs, because the first album we didn't really have a great deal of time. We got it kind of like together fairly quick, and the same with the EP. We kind of like worked on it over a period of thing, whereas we thought, well, maybe we should just kind of ease back a bit and really spend some time on these 15 songs. If it ends up being 15, it might not, who knows, it might be even more if I write more in the meantime, who knows. But it's a cool idea just to kind of like, you know, just to kind of ease back a bit and really focus in on these songs. And the live music scene being what it is, it's tough anyway for us to get out there, so we thought, well, let's put our focus elsewhere. Instead of kind of like, you know, worrying about that, let's worry about brand new songs to get out to you and make them the best they can be. So when we do go into the studio next year to record an album, which will be happening, the songs are like proper ready, and, you know, we're all happy with them. You know, there's not one person who's kind of like, oh, well, I'm not sure about this one. Everyone's like, yes, let's go. Everyone believes in it. So when we put it out, it's like, you know, it's a banger, if you will. So that's kind of like the overall goal. But don't get me wrong, we do have plans for this year. We have plans for maybe 2 random odd singles that are just going to randomly appear. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm not going to tell you when they're coming out, because to be honest with you, at this point in time, we don't know. It's just this idea of like, I've got these 2 ideas in my head that I want to put out to you that we're going to just throw at you at some point. Don't know when they're going to be, but when they come out, you'll see them. So, and again, we do have gigs coming up, and we're getting more gigs as the year progresses. So, well, that's a nice segue. Let's talk about the gig dates so far for this year. So, the first gig of this year is on the 5th of February, and that is at Barnoldswick Music and Arts Centre. Really looking forward to that. I've never played there before, so I'm really looking forward to it, and it's a really, I like where it is. It's kind of like above, it's kind of like a triangle point, but like Manchester and Leeds, and Barnoldswick like here. It's really cool. So we're playing there on the 5th of February. Again, links, if you want to come to that, ticket link is in the description box below. The very next day, we are travelling all the way up to Scotland to play one of our favourite venues of all time and space, the Green Hotel in Kinross. And again, if you want to come to that one, links in the description box below for tickets is in there. Can't wait to go back there. They treat you like absolute kind of like kings, and it's just cool. I love it. I love where it is. I love the drive up. I love, you know, everything about it. The people who come to see us at those gigs. We've played there twice now, and it's been amazing both times. I cannot wait to go back there on the 6th of February. I really can't. So that's the first 2 gigs of the year. Then we're playing on the 6th of March at the Flying Circus, which is our home. You know, we're actually playing the Circus 4 times this year, and I'll explain why in a minute. So the 6th of March is we're playing at Flying Circus. That's not a ticketed gig, that's a free gig. So if you want to come, you can turn up, and we'll be there. So the 1st of May is the next gig after that. Now, this is where things get really cool. So we're releasing our EP on the 29th of April. It's Wednesday, the 29th of April. And on that Friday, which is the 1st of May, we are having an EP launch party at the Flying Circus. Same place we had the album launch party. It makes sense. The Flying Circus is our home. We want to do it in a place where we are extremely comfortable and we love and want to give back to. Hence, EP launch party, Flying Circus, 1st of May. It's the first place you'll be able to actually buy the album in physical form. Obviously, you know, pre-order will be, I'll talk about that in a bit, and the EP in a bit, but pre-order will be available before then, technically now, and on the website. But and they'll all be sent out anyway. But if you want to buy it from us, you can come to the Flying Circus on the 1st of May to the EP launch party and buy it from us, like, you know, direct, if you will. So that's that. Let me get back to gigs before we talk about the EP. So that's the EP launch party, is the 1st of May at the Flying Circus in Newark. Then on the 30th of May, we are playing in Louth at the Cons Club in Louth. I'm getting to play my hometown, and Johnny is getting to play his hometown. We haven't played in Louth in about 2 years, something like that. We haven't played our hometown in about 2 years, and it's very kind of sketchy. There's not much of a music scene around here, if at all, anymore, really, sadly. So when this opportunity came up to play the Cons Club, which is had some amazing acts for it recently, I'm actually blown away by some of the acts who are playing there. To actually be asked to play there after following this list of acts, which are like, you know, our peers. Very, very honoured, and even more honoured it's in my hometown. So massive thanks to Steve at the Hoochie Coochie Club of Louth for having us. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you very much indeed. And again, links to that, that's a ticketed event. That's good. Links to that in the description box below if you want to come. Like I say, all this stuff I'll put in the description box anyway, so you can see it all. Then after that, there's a gig at the Flying Circus again at the 24th of July, and we have another gig at the Circus on the 25th of September. Now, those two gigs are mainly, hopefully, for us to test out new material, new songs for you. Because we were thinking, like, where can we test out brand new Red Giant songs that we feel safe and comfortable to do so. We don't want to do it in a venue we've never played before. We don't want to do it in a venue we're not 100% comfortable with. So we thought, Flying Circus, of course, it's our home. It's a boat. It's simple. So those last two gigs of the year at this point in time, like I say, we will get more gigs as the year kind of goes through, but these are where we are right now. So the 24th of July and the 25th of September, those two gigs are going to be mainly for us to test out new songs for you, and see how they go down. And that'll give us a really good idea of what's a stronger song than another one, if there's any that just don't work right, you know what I mean, kind of stuff like that. So that was the idea behind that, and that's the idea of technically playing as four times this year. It's like one's like a teaser for the EP, one's the EP launch party, and the other two are basically vehicles, if you will, for us to kind of play our new songs live before we have go into the studio at the beginning of next year to record them. If that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so that's what those last two gigs of the year, at this point, last two gigs in the year are going to be. But we will get more gigs as the year progresses. So that's the 24th of July and the 25th of September. But like I say, we really want to focus on getting these songs right, because the music industry being how it is at this point in time, we're not 100% sure, and we have to be honest with you, we're not 100% sure if we'll get a chance to do it again after next year. With the way, like I say, the live music scene is at this point in time, with the way certain things are going at this point in time, it's hard to predict the future, but it doesn't look good for bands like Red Giant, sadly. Breaks my heart. And I don't want to go into that too much, because that's just going to end in emotionalness, and I won't be able to speak about the rest of the stuff I need to talk about. So we thought, what can we do then? If we don't have a lot of gigs this year, what can we do? If we don't kind of go hell for leather on trying to get as many gigs as possible. And I'll talk about another thing we've spoken about as well in a minute on that subject. And we just thought, well, why don't we just spend this time getting the songs right? It makes sense, doesn't it? If you've got our time, let's just really work on these songs, get them right. So when we go into the studio, we can record them, get them right, get them done, get them out to you, and brand new album. And so that's that. And again, it just made sense. You know what I mean? It just made sense to do that, to really dedicate ourselves to this next load of songs and get them, really kind of nailed, if that makes any sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's that. And again, the really cool thing is, like I say, we get to actually perform these things live at the Flying Circus towards the end of the year, in July and September, and see how they go down live, which is really cool. And again, that's really important for us to know what connects and what doesn't, just in case we get to a point where we're like, actually, maybe we shouldn't do that one. Maybe just don't bother with it or record it as a standalone single. I don't know. You know what I mean? It'll give us a better understanding of what works and what doesn't. You know, instead of us kind of going to the studio and kind of like going, hope this song's okay, we'll actually know what connects and what doesn't, you know, through those 2 gigs. It'd be really cool. Who knows? We might even get some more in before then. I don't know. It's all kind of like, you know, there's a lot of unknowns at this point in time because, you know, anybody in music will tell you the whole music industry at this point in time is an unknown. But yeah, it is a bit of a mess at this point in time for bands like us at the level we're at, and it's only going to get worse. So we just thought, like, you know, if we have to go out, let's go out in a bang and have a really good album to show for it. Then at least we'd have, you know, the debut album, the EP, and another album. And also we're hoping to do a gig later in the year where we can record it for a live album. Because we're more of a live band than we are a studio band. We like to do things kind of off the cuff and just kind of improvise and stuff. So I'm at this point in time attempting to book a gig. It'll probably be in October, and it's going to be a big gig. It will be a ticketed event where we're going to have it filmed and we're going to have it recorded. So then we can release it as a live CD as well, which means that'll be another thing we can release. Which means we'd have 4 things. Debut album, EP, live album, and the second album. You know, I hope we can get to a 3rd. I hope we can get to a 4th, but that's unknown. Who knows? You know, the music industry is what it is right now. It's sketchy to say the least. Anyway, let's talk about something a bit more positive, which is our EP. So, pre-order for our EP is available now at our website. If you go to the Red Giant shop, you can see the EPs there, where you can pre-order it. Obviously, these things won't be getting delivered till it comes out in April, so, you know, don't expect it to be in the mail next week. You know, it's not. We don't even have it in physical form yet. It's on its way. It's been printed as we speak. Actually, how cool is that? So that is ready for pre-order now. If you follow the links below to our website, RG Shop, you can see the links to pre-order the EP. And like I say, they will be shipped out after the 29th of April, not before. So after the 29th of April, expect your EP to come through in the mail. Until then, obviously, it's pre-order only. So we're releasing 2 singles off our EP. First one comes out on the 28th of January. I've got a cheat sheet, by the way. That's why I keep looking down. I want to make sure I get it right because I'm terrible with stuff like this. So our first single comes out on the 28th of January, this month. So literally in a couple of weeks, it comes out. And can't wait for you to hear this. This is a brand new song. If you've been to see us live, you've heard it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you've been to see us live, you've heard it. But I can't wait for you to hear the actual studio polished version. You know, and then we're releasing another single on the 4th of March, and then on the 29th of April, the EP comes out. And again, not going to tell you what the singles are. You have to wait and see. But we're releasing 2. They'll come with a music video, and music video for the first one. I really love. I'm so happy with this first music video. We haven't filmed the one for the second thing yet because we're still kind of fumbling around with ideas. We're like, what can we do? So obviously budget restraints, but either way, there'll be a music video. And so that's the EP. Really proud of the EP. There's 4 songs on the EP, and it'll be on our Lord and Saviour Spotify. Unfortunately, I mean, to be honest with you, in a perfect world, I wouldn't have Red Giant music on Spotify at all. We just need it on there because that's the industry at this point in time. If you don't have music on Spotify, forget it, and that really annoys me. But there it is. It's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on Amazon Music and YouTube Music and this, that, and the other. But like I say, it is going to be available to buy physically as well. We're just doing CDs. We're not having it on vinyl simply because it's too expensive. And we can't afford it right now. Vinyl is very expensive, and to be honest with you, we're not going to be putting the debut album back into vinyl print, and we only have about 40 copies of that left. So once those 40 copies of the Red Giant debut album are gone, that's it. There is no more, unless we decide to do maybe a limited run, but I doubt that highly. But yeah, so if you want one of these, you better get it now because they are still selling and they sell really well at gigs and stuff, and we've only got 40 left. And that's mental because we had 313 of these originally and we've only got 40 of them left. We ran out of our initial batch of 500 CDs and we've only got 200 and 50 odd of the second batch left. So we're cranking these things out, and I am beyond grateful to anyone who owns this or owns that. From me and John Joe, we cannot thank you enough. Like, it means the absolute world to us that people buy this thing. It really does. And the fact that we've sold so many of it, nearly 1,000 copies of this have been sold, is outrageous. I think we're at 900 and something odd copies of this thing being sold. I don't actually know the numbers. I do need to do that, and I'm so proud of it. I'm going to have to be careful because I'm going to get emotional. But if you want one, you better get it now, because if they go, once they're all gone, they're all gone. It is literally as simple as that. We will obviously have the debut album on CD still, but we won't have it on record. It's just it's a big expense, and we can't quite afford it at this point in time. Because again, Red Giant isn't backed by anybody but us. You know, we're not signed. We don't have any kind of like external kind of thingy like that. It's all from us, like, you know, doing that. So where are we now? So that's the EP spoken about. That's the gigs for this year, kind of like the idea, our plan as well for this year. Like I say, we are trying to get a venue sorted for this gig I have planned, the live gig. That'll be towards the end of the year though. That will be like, you know, that we're talking like, you know, October time. I mean, maybe even November time. I don't know 100%. But it will be end of the year thing. That'll be like basically our kind of like, you know, finale of this year before we go into the studio to record the next album. So yeah, that's that. So expect updates on that one. I'll try and do a kind of an update every month depending on what's going on, this and the other. We've got hopefully we'll get some more Q&A videos done as well for you. They seem to have gone down really, really well. We've got loads of questions from you all, so keep them coming. And Gabe, there won't be as many gig vlogs obviously this year, but I'll try and kind of like do other things like rehearsal vlogs and stuff like that. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and record every step I can of us doing new songs, and then when we record it, I'll document that and we can kind of put it all together, you know what I mean, like a kind of a documentary thing. So you can kind of see how the song started, us in the studio recording it, and how it kind of finishes, so to say, and kind of everything along the way. So I'm going to try and remember to do that. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to try. There might be obviously a few things here and missing there and there. But yeah, we've got songs to work on. Because, like I say, we're not going to be as busy as last year, just because them's the breaks. So we thought, let's capitalise on that and do something, you know, practical. Let's not just kind of like, you know, wait for things. Let's really be, you know, let's be proactive and work on the next album and get these songs proper. You know what I mean? That's a great word. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the main goal this year, is to get that next album really, really kind of like sorted. Obviously, we will get more gigs in the meantime. These ones are just kind of where we are right now. Emails have been sent out. We're waiting on responses. If we get them or not is a different story. I'm trying not to be negative. Because we've got a lot of positive stuff coming out. Like I say, the first single off our EP is coming out on the 28th of this month. The second single comes out on the 4th of March. The EP itself comes out on the 29th of April. We have our EP launch gig on the 1st of May at the Flying Circus, our home. You know, and yeah, and like I say, I've got two other kind of like random single things that I want to kind of like get into the studio and record for you and throw at you this year as well. And I don't know when they'll be, but they will be this year. So yeah, and just trying to keep it going as best we can, really, in whatever way we can. You know, it's very, very difficult in this day and age to be an unsigned act, you know, and especially a unsigned, unknown act like Red Giant is. You know, we're not particularly well known, and as a result of that, it's tough for us. You know, it really is tough for us. Anyway, that aside, thank you so much indeed for being here. Thank you so much indeed for watching this update video. I hope it's made some kind of sense. I hope it's been, you know, at least it kind of like hopefully fills in like, you know, the blanks on what's going on this year so far. Like I say, these aren't all the gigs we'll have. We will get more as the year progresses, I'm sure of it. It's just a case of kind of waiting for them to come through. You know, we have plans for that big gig at the end of the year. You know, the one we want to record for a live album. So that's another thing. Anything else to talk about? EP, gigs so far, live album, I think that's everything. So yeah, thank you very much indeed. Like I say, all this stuff is going to be in the description box below, as well as links to, well, everything, you know, everything. And if you want to pre-order the album, go to the web, pre-order the EP, sorry, go to the website now. You can find it on the RG shop. You can see it there. I love the artwork. What we've done is we've made it look like, we've called it the RG EP, well, not the, it's called RG EP Volume 1. Because the idea of that is, I'm pretty sure, well, I'm fingers crossed and hopefully touch wood and all that lot, touch wood. This isn't our only EP. So if we do another EP, it'll be the RG EP Volume 2, you know. So that was kind of like, we're planning for the future. Even though futures are weird in the music industry right now. No one really has one. Anyway, negative aside, what we've done is we've made it look like an old book. And because the idea of having it in volumes, like, you know, like thinking, oh, what, we should have it look like, you know, like an old, like, bound book kind of thing. So that's what it looks like. And again, I can't wait for you to see it, like, in person. I can't wait to get it. Like I say, it's printing as we speak, which is massively exciting. Look at my eyes. That's just excitement, pure excitement in the eyes. Like, it's literally been printed as we speak. I can't wait to get it in my hands and have a physical copy. It's going to be cool. It really is. And it'd be so cool to be able to go out to gigs as well once we've got it after the April launch and have it for sale alongside our debut album as well. Oh my God, I can't wait. I am so excited. I'm trying to keep my emotions in, but it's very, very emotional because this band means everything to me and it means everything to John Joe. And we're really, really dedicated to it and we're really, really driven to do the best we can with it. Hence why, because we don't have a lot of gigs, what can we do in the meantime? Work on new songs, get them absolutely amazing as best we can. So when they come out, you'll love them as well. So, yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you very much indeed. Like I say, links in the description box below for everything else, you know, thank you very much indeed. I will see you again very soon. And hopefully, that's another thing as well. Because we don't have many gigs this year, if you want to come and see us live, you better find a place you can. Because again, we don't know how many gigs we're going to be playing. So if you want to see us, links below. And it's kind of... And again, I think this is cool. I think this is more of something that, like, bands are going to have to start doing, is doing less gigs and making them more of an event. Because I think you can overdo it in this day and age. It definitely appears to be kind of people don't have the money to be going out as often anymore. You know, people just don't have the money. It's not the time for that. So I think if you can do kind of like less and make it more of an event and more of a kind of a special occasion, you know, I think it gives it kind of a bit more, and I feel like we can give back more as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking nonsense. Who knows? It's really hard to articulate what I'm trying to say there, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope this update has filled in some of the blanks, and I will see you again very, very soon for another video. And hopefully see you out there at gigs as well. And so look forward to the 28th of this month for our first single off our new upcoming EP. It's a good one. It's a good one. Can you tell I'm happy? Are you tell I'm excited? I'm proper excited. I can't wait to hear it. And like I said, if you've been to see us, like, shut up, Dave. Let them go. Okay, see you later.